Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. A lot is happening today. NIO is trading up 12 cents at the time of this recording to $4.27. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Let's start with this. I want to thank one of my subscribers, Ballin10X. He says Mercedes-Benz plan to invest more than $2 billion in China with its local partners to complement its passenger cars and commercial vehicles. And he was asking if I think they would be plugging into NIO's network. Well, Ballin10X, my brother, they will have no choice. It's either they get in line or they get left behind. NIO owns more charging stations than any other EV company in China, and more battery swap stations than any other company in China. And this will register throughout the world wherever we go. But not only that, we have the most advanced charging stations and battery swap stations in the world. There was a time when we said we had the only battery swap stations, and at that time the competition, the shorts, the negative Nancy's were pooping in their pants and saying, it's cash burn, it's a waste of money. Now everyone sees the vision that Temporally has and realize it is the only winning business model. Also, people are starting to realize what I said when other YouTubers were saying this is bad, oh, it's getting worse. I said it's minor speed bumps, and we have a suspension system designed for that. No one said investing will be easy, or else everyone would invest, and no one wants to sacrifice, but just the minority of us are sacrificing because it is not easy and you must have vision. If you have no vision, you will always stay poor and die poor. So also what is happening, Lucid registered 13 vehicles in Germany in August, a sharp decline in EV sales. Citibank sees 69% upside potential for NIO stock price. But what about the company itself? And I keep telling you guys, this is the way the game is played. They will talk about the stock prices beaten down. It looks really bad for the stock. When they were pumping up NVIDIA, I don't know if you guys remember this, a couple of months ago I said, be very careful because the genocidal Josephine administration has banned NVIDIA from selling certain chips to China, the largest market in the world. What do you think will happen? So even though they showed increased revenue, it is not as much as the analysts anticipated, and now they are coming under attack. You see, this is the type of freedom and democracy we have in the West. Now they're being slammed with, I believe it's antitrust attack from the governing authority here in America, and the stock plummeted yet again. So when they did the reverse split, I did not jump in. I am holding and waiting. So not holding, but I'm waiting. I'm not buying into it yet. I'm not saying it's a bad investment. NVIDIA is a giant, but it's possibly going to see more downturn before I get in. I love deals, guys. I don't know about you. But also, I wanted to say this to you guys. Remember I said that Xi Jinping said they're going to grow the economy through technology and the green energy industry this year, when the propaganda machine in the West was saying that the Chinese economy is slowing down, it's uninvestable, blah, blah, blah. The American hedge funds, the Canadian hedge funds and pension funds were buying in at a massive rate while they're telling you don't buy, and that's how they keep the middle class poor in their own country. So as they continue to say that the stock price, now they're saying the stock price had some upturn, 69%, I believe it's going to be way more than that. It's going to be over 100% by the end of this year. And there's many reasons for that as we get ready to launch into the UAE. Whilst all of this is happening, NIO will report earnings tomorrow on September 5th. Yummy for the tummy. And it's going to be yummy for the tummy because they are planning to announce right after that that we're going to be tweaking the battery as a service pricing, because now that we're ramping up in such a massive way, we can afford to bring the pricing down, especially with Onvo coming, the amount of swaps we're going to be getting, and making it even more affordable than gas, than buying gas, or even charging your car. Minus speed bumps, Yoda says. And news that Onvo will, coming out of China, that Onvo will be released on September 20th instead. And I remember talking to one of my subscribers over the phone, NIO San Francisco, that now lives in China. He's been here for several months now, bringing back report to us of what's going on over there. You know, he's talking about how safe he feels over there with his wife, etc., etc. The modernization of the cities that will make America look like a third world dump. Sad to say. We need to start back investing into our infrastructure. And when I say things like this, people get angry, but as the genocidal Josephine administration continues to supply the weapon manufacturers, instead of taking the same tax dollars that they want, that the cackling jackal Kamala wants to take from the rich, and give it to people who wants to make more babies, and give it to people who don't know how to manage money as a down payment for homes that the bank is eventually going to take away. Instead, take that money and put it into infrastructure and education. That's just my 2 cents. Now, I spoke to NIO San Francisco about this, aka Jeffrey Dujon, about this a couple months ago, when I said I do believe that instead of the end of September, they're going to bring it forward, especially if everything, all the testing and everything has been done. And so said, so done. Vision, my dear lads. So we're getting ready to decimate the Model Y, whilst Mona is already killing the Model 3. And I said this was happening, and they said, oh, you're just bashing. Well, wait and see. NIO is up 12 cents today at $4.27. But while all this is happening, the trade tariffs, like what the genocidal Josephine administration was saying that they're going to implement, they've been holding off on it. Due to many reasons, as NIO San Francisco rightfully said, there's a special material that is used in Silicon Valley that China will say, okay, you don't need to get this. We don't want to dump this on you. It gets better. As little pothead Justin Trudeau, the Canadian Prime Minister, also said he's going to implement a 100% tariff, further causing a lashback that's going to further devastate the Canadian economy. Here's what's happening now. Beijing hits back at new China EV tariffs with anti-dumping probe into Canadian goods. And I want to thank Money Making Melvin in Florida for sending me this article. It's from Fortune. It goes on to say China said Tuesday it would launch an anti-dumping probe into Canadian canola and chemical products in apparent retaliation for Ottawa's new restrictions on imports of Chinese electric vehicles. And it went on to say it will also be lashing back at the chemicals, certain chemicals that is coming from Canada at a cheaper price than it's producing in China. And China is now calling that dumping as well. So let's see if this tit for tat, how long it will go on, or if Canada and America and the rest of the world, the Western world, wake up, because I see yet again even more African leaders going into China and realizing that they need to do business with China. China is loaning them money. I saw in another, I believe it was in Al Jazeera, China is loaning more money to Africa at a lower interest rate than what the IMF and the World Bank was doing, and helping to build common prosperity in Africa. It's going to be a win-win situation, just like in Australia. Australia exports a lot of material used for the batteries in the EV industry, and in return, they are buying a lot of Chinese EVs at an affordable rate. Win-win. Instead of dropping bombs and murdering women and children, there's a better way to grow your economy. Don't you agree? So I hope you guys found this video to be informational, inspirational, and motivational yet again. If so, guys, do not forget to hit that thumbs up. It takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. If you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because on this channel, We have that warrior mindset where we're waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie where you buy in low despite what the propaganda machine in the West is telling you, and we sell high. And like 50 said, we get rich or we die trying, guys.